Hey guys, wanted to do a short gameplay review video for Star Wars Battlefront from the beta weekend. I had several friends that did not get a chance to play during that 5-day beta weekend back in early October, and have a few friends that could be on the fence a little bit after diving into another EA dice shooter after they kind of botched the launch of Battlefield 4. Although I will say Battlefield is now a great game, but it didn't get off to a great start. Pretty rocky there in the beginning. Anyway, this video is for those folks to get some more info about the game and maybe see the gameplay from the beta. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my overall impressions of the game, some of the key gameplay features, some of the game modes, and the weapons. So with that, let's just kind of get started here. For the beta, we only had two game types to choose from. Walker Assault on Hoth, which is similar to your rush mode in Battlefield, and Drop Zone, which is like a small objective based game that is 8 versus 8. What you're seeing here is actually Walker Assault on Hoth, if you couldn't already tell. Did not include any video of Drop Zone. Graphically, the game was very smooth. Didn't see a lot of glitches or collision issues in the game. I thought the game was very fun, and the character loadout system I thought was very interesting, but I'll kind of go into that a little bit more detail here in a little bit. Developers very early on were telling people several months ago that this would not be a Star Wars skin over the Battlefield series, and that's very true. This feels like its own game, which is not a bad thing. Some of the mechanics are a little bit different than normal shooters. For example, aiming down the sights does not give you any kind of accuracy bonus at all, and there's no server browsers. When some of this was brought up, I think some people started to think or started to form opinions about the game, myself included. But after playing the beta, I had a lot of fun with this, and this game has got some great potential. For the 15 hours or so I put into the beta, I really enjoyed it. Didn't get tired of it. It was a little bit repetitive. That was only because you only had the two game modes, but overall it was great, and I really enjoyed playing it. Alright, so with that being said, let's talk about some of the modes that the game will be launching with. When you go into the menu, and you'll see the menu come up here in a second, you have the option of multiplayer and missions. This game will not have a campaign mode that the previous Battlefronts had. Multiplayer, of course, takes you into the different online matches you can play from 6 to 40 players, and then the mission selection takes you into single player or co-op games. So there you've got Drop Zone, Walker Assault, Supremacy, Cargo, Blast, Fighter Squadron, and Droid Run. Now the missions are wave attacks, kind of like Call of Duty Zombies, where each wave progressively gets harder and harder as you play. Now there were two other modes in missions, training and battles. Didn't get to see those during the beta, but they look interesting. Now the character setup screen was different. For the beta we were very limited on what was available. There's only 11 unlocks for equipment and customization. When the game launches, this should be much more expansive. Quite a few more items should be available, but for this version didn't get that. Now Battlefront, this version of Battlefront, there is no classes like what you see in other shooters. For example, assault, medic, recon, support, etc., etc. What they have done is basically open up everything and allow the player to pick and choose what items they want in their kit. They have done this by creating the card system, in which the player can choose 3 items from their loadout outside of their main weapon. And that's what you're seeing here. Now this card system I think is very interesting because if you're like me, you like to play with a lot of different setups. Again, very limited selections for the beta. What you see here is what we had available. But even with that, it's giving you kind of a taste of how this is going to work. I think it's going to be one of the things that sets it apart from other shooters, other games. So this is showing all of the current cards you have unlocked and those that are still locked. So for this we had the thermal detonator, which is a grenade, the cycler rifle, which is a sniper rifle that can shoot through shields, ion shot, which allows you to convert your main gun to deplete shields, the ion grenade, which is also great against shield depletion and also destroys vehicles and turrets, and the jump pack, which gives you a short boost So if you need to get somewhere high or you need to get out of trouble very quickly. And the personal shield, which gives you about a 15-second personal bubble of protection. And then the trait called the sharpshooter. And the traits are interesting because they give you perks and bonuses to do different things. Now, it should be mentioned that you can unlock these items by leveling up and also by earning credits. And you earn the credits at the end of each round. Now, there's 4 main weapons available during the beta. The A280C, which was all around pretty good as far as damage, rate of fire, and range. The E11, which did more damage in range at the expense of the rate of fire. The DH17, which had a higher fire rate but did less damage. And finally, the DLT19, which is almost like a light machine gun. Had the lowest damage but the highest rate of fire and cooling power. Since these are energy weapons, you do not reload them, but they can overheat, hence the cooling power stat line in these weapons. The higher the bar, the faster they cool down. So all of these weapons should look familiar to you if you're a fan of the Star Wars universe. One thing to note is that we did not have the ability to customize the look of our player, but that is something else that you'll be able to spend your earned credits on as you progress through the game. So how do you play with friends? There's no squads initially. Right now you have the ability to partner up with another person. Partnering allows you to spawn on the person and even share the kit loadouts, which was kind of neat. DICE has said that at game launch you'll be able to get an entire party of 8 people onto one team. However, that was very difficult during the beta. I think our average party size was about 5 to 6 people, and at any given point we were usually split between the 2 teams. I think that was by design for the beta weekend because every game I joined was almost always full. So my overall thoughts, this game was a blast. I will definitely be keeping my pre-order. The music, the sound, the graphics, and the game modes really combine to give you that Star Wars feel. Alright, so now we're going to jump into some of the gameplay and explain the Walker Assault mode and even show you some of the hero gameplay. For Walker Assault, we had the Hoth map, which of course is straight out of the Empire Strikes Back. This is set up as a 3-stage assault and defense game. As rebels, you're defending and trying to keep the 2 AT-ATs from getting to the end of the 3rd stage. Even if one gets to the end, the rebels lose. And as Imperials, you're attacking the Echo base, and you need to get at least 1 AT-AT to the end. The attackers here have all the advantage in this map, but a good rebel team working together can win.
See him, he's right here.
Each stage has 2 uplinks that have to be activated by the rebels. The longer the uplinks are up, the more Y-wing bombers will attack the AT-ATs at the end of the stage, and the more Y-wings that attack, the more damage can be done to the AT-ATs to bring them down. Defending is challenging, and defenders will die a lot, but it's pretty awesome when you get to bring down those AT-ATs for a victory. So what you're seeing here is me playing on the attacking side, Imperials, on the 3rd and final stage using the DH-17 blaster. You'll notice that this stage is pretty wide open. It has quite a bit of trenches and fixed position weapons for the rebels to use. Now another feature of this game that makes it a little bit different from the rest is that it randomizes battlefield pickups, which are basically one-use weapons or gadgets. These range from rocket launchers, heavy tripod blasters, squad shields, orbital strikes. All of these are very handy, and when you have them picked up, you have them until you use them. With that being said, there's also special battlefield tokens that give you vehicle, such as the AT-AT, the AT-ST, or TIE interceptors, X-Wings, snow speeders, and they also allow you to spawn as a hero. So when you get these items, you have about 12 seconds to activate it or you lose it. You may have already noticed that I was shooting at turrets and maybe some vehicles. Everything in this game is killable with the blaster with the exception of the AT-ATs with their shields up. Now this is some footage from inside the AT-AT. It's not drivable. It's on a rail. You just get to shoot the 3 weapons that it has available. The side guns, the large underneath gun, and the orbital strikes. So once you have spawned inside the AT-AT, you have about 1 minute to rain down destruction on the defending rebels. It doesn't sound like a lot, but the AT-AT is very overpowered, and you can rack up quite a few kills inside of it, as you can see there. That's the main gun. Now you also get into the smaller AT-STs. These are a little bit different. You can stay in them until they are destroyed. It's not near as powerful as the AT-ATs are, but the AT-ST also has 3 different weapon options. Okay, you'll see me walking up to the battlefield pickup. There's the AT-ST, and again you have about 12 seconds to spawn that. Now, when I got into the ATST here, you'll notice it moves a lot faster. I got a little aggressive here towards the end. I got a bit overwhelmed trying to take out some turrets and some guys getting in position. But overall, a lot of fun. Now you probably noticed a few TIE interceptors and snow speeders flying around. Snow speeders can take down AT-ATs on the last stage once their shields are down with the tow cable. I did get a little bit of time in a TIE fighter. I have to admit, I didn't even know what I was doing. Didn't get to do much good with that while I was in it, but it was fun. One thing I did learn later was that you can go into the cockpit view. While it looked cool, I think I liked the normal view better. One thing to note, the TIE fighters turn very quickly. Snow speeders, not so much. The X-Wings, a lot of fun to fly as well. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the special hero spawn pickups. These are random on the map, and you just have to be lucky enough to find one. They do spawn often. I probably spawned as a hero a dozen times during the beta weekend. So you don't have to worry about people camping the hero spawns. On this one I got to spawn as Vader. There's a common theme here. The heroes each have 3 special abilities outside of their normal attack. With Vader you have the saber throw, the force choke, and the heavy attack. When you have a hero, you'll notice that my health is ticking down. But with every kill it pauses the countdown for a very short time, so it kind of extends your time as a hero. See me cutting down a few people using the force choke. I gotta admit, heroes are a lot of fun to play, even though you only get to do it for a very short time. Now, one thing I will add here is that as a hero with a lightsaber, you have the ability to deflect blaster fire by holding down the aim button. This would come really in handy as I was coming down this corridor with Darth Vader and I'm getting blasted by the rebels. Pretty neat ability, and again, kind of puts it back like the movies, the abilities in the movies. Didn't get the chance to use it very much, but kind of look forward to doing that when the game goes live. Now, Luke has force push, heavy attack, and a dash attack, as you see all of them in play here shortly. The first few times I played as a hero, didn't do very well, didn't really know what I was doing, but this is about the 4th or 5th cycle of me playing as a hero, and it gets easier, and you kind of understand the abilities and understand what you can do. But it's a lot of fun once you get used to it. It makes you really feel like a hero.
Yeah. Who's next?
So that's it. Really enjoyed the game. Look forward to when it launches. Hope to see everyone pick this up, especially if you are a Star Wars fan. But before I jump out, I want to give a shout out to one of my old PC gaming buddies, Jeff St. Pierre. Some of you guys might remember him as Six Blade. He is the co-owner of the Kessel Run Games and Cantina up in Ottawa.
Sorry.
If you are a tabletop gamer and in that area, you need to swing by there and check it out. He also has recently opened a Star Wars inspired bar right next to it called the Cantina. And it's been all over social media here lately with the upcoming movie
Walking Dead
on the horizon. I want to wish him all the best with that, as it looks like it's really taken off, and it's great timing on his part with the new movie coming out pretty soon. I will put a link to his website in the comment section if you want to check it out. I know if you're a tabletop gamer, especially with the X-Wing miniatures, definitely check it out. Just browsing through his selection, he's got stuff that I haven't even seen at our local store. Be sure and check that out. So now I'm going to leave you with my last run as Luke Skywalker before the beta ended. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in game.
Sorry, Mike. I don't know. going for the... Oh, I was trying to go for the ATST.